Does riding a horse feel good for you? Lola, my pal's daughter, Lola Ramirez, is currently kneeling on all fours on the floor in a skimpy school uniform with her ass bucked high in the air. Meanwhile, I mount her from behind with my hands tugging on her twin tails while I thrust into her rapidly. Lola's father, on the other hand, is still playing poker in the room next to ours. Lola Ramirez's dad, Darren Ramirez, was a poker friend of mine. We often played poker together and got along quite well. Just a few days ago, Lola decided to call me Uncle Kyle because it sounded a little more familiar and affectionate than just Mr. Preston. Lola had only just turned 18, and she looked incredibly young for her age. She also had a curvaceous figure, a slim waist, and a voluptuous butt. She was pretty endowed in the chest area too, making me want to squeeze them every time I went over to Darren's for poker. With some of our other poker buddies, he would have Lola come out to serve us beer and snacks. She would then appear in a cute, skimpy schoolgirl cosplay uniform, with the skirt short enough to reveal half her butt and black lacy stockings on her legs, strutting and swaying around as she walked. When she poured the beer for us, she would deliberately bend over and show us her well-endowed chest. And each time, we wouldn't be able to take our eyes off her and just stare unapologetically at them. Every time this happened, Darren would light up a cigarette between his fingers and narrow his eyes at us. Then, he would reach out, throw a card onto the table, and yell, "All right, I won this round again. Ship it." We knew Darren was cheating, yet we still handed over our chips. After all, he had sacrificed his daughter for us to feast our eyes on every time. Moreover, there were always winners and losers in poker, and we weren't losing out on much in the long run. After finishing the last game that day, I suddenly remembered that I had work to do at the horse stables. So, I got up and put my wallet away. "You guys can go ahead and play. I'm going to work." I didn't expect Lola to come after me. "Uncle Kyle, are you going to the stables again? Can you bring me along too? I want to learn how to ride a horse." Darren lit his cigarette and said, "Your Uncle Kyle is going to work. Are you just trying to create trouble for him or something?" I remembered it was breeding season, and my task that day was to help the mares. I smiled faintly and said, "It is fine, Darren. Lola can come along if she wants. Come on, Lola. Let me take you to the stables for some fun." And so, Lola happily followed me all the way to the stables. After reaching the stables, I brought over a handsome young stallion and began encouraging it to mount the mares, letting its front hooves rest on their backs. Lola stood to the side, watching with wide, surprised eyes. Then, the stallion began to thrust, pumping rhythmically into the mare over and over. Lola asked curiously, "What are the horses doing, Uncle Kyle?" I explained, "That is literally horse riding. The mare is being ridden by the stallion." Lola nodded thoughtfully and said, "The mare sure looks like she is enjoying it a lot." Soon, the breeding session was over. I then led the horses back to their stables. I turned to look at Lola and saw her reaching under her dress to scratch an itch there. It seemed as though the horses riding each other had somehow triggered a physical reaction within her. "Do you want to ride a horse, Lola? I can help you with that." "Yes, I'd love that, Uncle Kyle," she exclaimed, hugging me in excitement. Her voluptuous chest pressed hard against me, soft and tender, instantly arousing me. I brought a stallion over and said to her, "Get on, I'll teach you from the back."